This is Karis Alexander with Deep Truth Media. So, how are you enjoying the awareness model so far? The experiment that we are engaging in, and that is deconstructing consciousness. A very profound experience to be engaging in. I want to let you know that this information that I've been sharing with you, as you probably are experiencing, it's pretty intense stuff, to be discussing the underlying rhythmic pattern of the fetal drama. This whole idea, our concept of conception, the power control force, use the rhythmic pattern from conception, control your essence as awareness. That in the very act of two individuals conceiving a child, that the rhythmic pattern is perpetuated over and over again. So being born into this system is a way in which the system continues to operate. Imagine that if you were not able to conceive as a woman, the male was not present, that this existence that we exist in would cease to exist. There would not be the opportunity for this universe, for this earth existence to be conceived. Imagine that. So it makes it quite interesting to see it from a different perspective, and we can pretty much come to the comprehension of why the power control force would use conception as the underlying rhythmic pattern upon which to control humanity. So this is the stage in which we are at, but in the awareness model, what will happen and what will unfold, I do not know. I have to be honest with you. I had 17 articles or pages that I had already outlined for the awareness model, and as I was sharing each of the themes that I've been sharing so far, it just so happened that I was guided to share this whole area of the womb, of the mother, and the severing of this mother-child bond by the power control force, and the infantile needs that we have individually to return to the mother's womb, disguised as the sexual urge to merge with the mother. What I've come to realize, and I know through my own experience, is to transcend this urge to merge with the mother, to clear any distortion around these infantile need to merge with the mother. It is the unconscious aspect of each and every one of us that, for most of us, presents itself in sexual attraction. But underlying this sexual attraction to others, that is, or within the sexual urge to have our needs met through others or through our addictions, really what's underlying that is our infantile needs, the infancy needs that were never met, that urge to merge with the mother. And yet, the desire to return to the mother's womb would be returning to this system of consciousness. So here's something I'm going to throw at you. Yes, this system is designed for us to want to return to the mother's womb so that we can become recycled back into the system, that infinity loop, the system of consciousness. And yet the goal, if there ever was one, is to transcend this womb of consciousness, this urge to merge with a mother, to transcend all of that and know self as awareness. So transcend the womb of consciousness and return to awareness. How about that? Deconstructing consciousness as awareness. Introduced to you to the awareness experience. The reason I spend time on deconstructing consciousness is because that's where most people, I feel, are at. There have been several instances where I've tried to have gatherings where we just rest as awareness, because ultimately that's my goal, is that I would like to create sacred space where we're just resting as awareness. There's nothing, as we just rest as awareness, there's nothing for us to do. There's no thing there. We just simply rest as awareness in our paradise state. But even in that, in my expression of resting as awareness in a state of paradise, the state of paradise even is a concept within this system of consciousness, this programmed reality that we are immersed in. That as awareness, I even know and experience the opportunity to experience awareness outside of this paradise state that I can rest in, the very blissful state. But humanity is not there yet. And so that's why I spend time deconstructing consciousness, because what I have experienced in my gatherings that I've done sporadically over the past 3 years, one per year, that people aren't even able to spend that much time there. It causes too much discordance within them to rest as awareness, experiencing their paradise state, because they haven't done the clearing. My objective here is to take you on the path that I have gone, and hopefully at some point more and more will want to do that regressional work and really embrace the distortions that they carry, the unconscious programs or beliefs. Do that inner excavation work, because the power control force are not going to come to you and knock on your door and say, okay, now it's time for you to do the inner work so that you can transcend this system of consciousness. They do not want that to happen, so they are not going to tell you to do this work. And so it is for those of us who have done this work and who have transcended this system of consciousness, it's our responsibility, if there ever was one, to pave the way, to share our own experience. And sadly enough, many are not doing that. I do contemplate, and I have contemplated, just resting as awareness and not engaging the system of consciousness, as I understand that most of those who experience self as awareness probably do that. And maybe at some point I will do that. But at this stage of the game, I want to play the game still and share what I have experienced. And in my sharing, I hope that it provides you with some more clarity and the impetus to do that inner excavation work, do that regressional work, the trauma of birth that we've all experienced, that work, and to identify and clear the infantile needs to return to the mother's womb. And so I want to share with you the awareness experience and what the purpose of the awareness experience at a whole nother level. And as we engage this deconstructing consciousness, ultimately this is where I would like it to lead to, that we do not really engage the deconstruction of consciousness, that we have a full comprehension of that, and that we have cleared that, and that we can just simply rest and bear witness as awareness to what is happening on this physical world plane. And that is not to deny what is happening, but once you know what is happening on the physical world plane, and you can expose that and you bear witness to it, you move to a place of detachment. It no longer becomes a part of your reality. It no longer can hook you in. And so the purpose of the awareness experience ultimately is to support a shift in present awareness as we individually and collectively transcend the intellectual systems of consciousness and move into the wholeness of awareness through the portal of the heart. When we move out of the intellectual systems or out of the mind of consciousness and into the heart of awareness, it becomes a regular practice, which refines into a natural process of being in the presence of awareness, which is the ultimate reality. And so it's a very act of transcending the heart that we come to know the truth of who we are as awareness. And then we come to experience awareness as the catalyst of our true power. It is through awareness that we dissolve all distortions of negativity and fear, allowing us to heal and transform our lives individually. And when we transcend the heart into awareness individually, it is like a ripple effect. We transcend the collective heart of humanity and the universe into awareness, which is the ultimate reality. The awareness experience allows you to witness and experience your full expression as awareness. In this sacred space of awareness, it allows us to create in each moment. When you feel and experience the expression of awareness through your energy signature, it is a feeling that you will come to know as your core essence, as awareness in physical form, that which expresses itself through your personality, your 5 senses, and your biological vehicle. You know, awareness is that which sees through your eyes and expresses itself through your physical vehicle. Awareness is your core essence, your natural state of expression, your natural state of being in this system of consciousness. Awareness, the totality of you, this feeling, this expression of you in your own uniqueness. No one else experiences the grace and presence of awareness as you do. It's unique to you. And so the awareness that it is you is an embodiment of your energy signature. Your energy signature resonating at the highest frequency possible in this physical dimension, allowing you to transcend this dimension through the heart into awareness. It is the feelings you experience in the space of present awareness. It is in that space of nothingness, in that place of stillness. It is in that space that you are presented the opportunity to experience what arises in the moment as feelings. It is that blissful feeling sensation that arises in the space of present moment awareness. The feeling sensation that arises in the moment is you in your totality as awareness, which is the ultimate reality. Breathe into that. Breathe into the knowing of that. Awareness is your core essence, that which is aware of this experience, your higher self, your natural state of paradise. So I want you to find that place. Just simply find that place within yourself that brings you a sense of joy and peace and well-being. Just simply put your attention there. It could be the face or the smile on a baby's face. It could be being out in nature. It could be a memory of a trip that you took that was one of the most fascinating trips in your life experience. It could have been an award that you won and the gratification that you experienced from the award that you received. It could be a memory of an evening night's dinner with someone you love that's special to you. Anything that you can bring to your attention that has brought you a sense of joy and well-being. Find that feeling. Rest in that feeling. Allow yourself just to have that experience in the present moment. Because when you do this, when you just allow yourself to experience the full expression of who you are in this feel-good feeling, that is you. That feel-good feeling that you're feeling in this moment is you. It's your core expression. That which is seeking to have a deeper, grander experience at this particular time in your life. That's why you're here. That's why you're deconstructing consciousness. That's why you listen to these audios and read the blog. Because you want to know. You want to experience more of yourself. It resonates with you. You want to transcend this system of consciousness. You want to experience the totality of who you are as awareness because you know that it is your divine right to do so. And never before has there ever been a possibility for you to transcend this system of consciousness and experience self as awareness. Never has the opportunity been so accessible, so available to you than right now. And so the time is now for you to experience self as awareness. And when you do that in this moment, when you experience that sense of joy, that sense of peace, that sense of well-being, and you just breathe into that. You just rest here in the moment, in the presence, in the knowing of yourself as awareness. You know that nothing is required of you. You know that there is no negativity here. There is no fear here. That negativity, fear, perversion, insanity, madness, these are not concepts of awareness. Awareness supersedes all of that negativity. There is no concept of negativity as awareness. It does not exist. The experience of negativity, evil, perversion, insanity, and madness are all aspects of this system of consciousness. The universal architects did the unthinkable. They took your awareness and my awareness and merged it with their awareness and created this system of duality. And thought that by splitting awareness, they could capture awareness and make it into something of their own choosing and their own making. But as you and I know, this is a finite system, this system of consciousness. And it can no longer sustain itself. Awareness is taking over. Awareness is taking back its power. Awareness no longer is engaging itself in this experiment, in this system of consciousness. It's retreating into itself. It's dismantling this system of consciousness. Because the totality of who you are and the core expression of who you are, as you just rest in your constant state of paradise. And as I said, as awareness, you are beyond paradise even. When you rest as awareness, there's nothing there. There's no thing. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to be. There's nothing to have. There's nothing to want. You just simply rest. There's not any wanting or needing of anything. Experience self as awareness, you just realize the insignificance of this system of consciousness that we give so much value to. And so my goal, if there ever was any goal, is to build a community. Build community as awareness, deconstructing consciousness to the point where we just rest as awareness. We rest in our new earth, our paradise state, manifesting at will. So in this space of awareness, the feelings that you're experiencing as your natural state of paradise, your higher self, your true self. And I'm hoping that you can hold that for yourself as you're engaging in this awareness experience in this present moment. Hold it for yourself as long as you can, because the mind comes in, I know. The ego comes in and goes, no, I don't want you to go there. I don't want you to go there. The ego doesn't want you to go there. The ego wants you to stay in the mind and all your distortions and all your fogginess and all your negativity and your fear consumed in the mind, the brain. Doesn't want you to experience awareness, the truth of who you are. So being here can be challenging, but as we engage the awareness experience, and we'll be doing more of this, and for those of you who may at some point be willing to engage on a more in-depth basis, we can create the space in order to do that online. But there's got to be more than just me wanting to do that. So it is through the presence of your feelings, and your feelings in this current moment, that you experience what I call your energy signature. That is what you're experiencing at the highest frequency. And it will morph and change over time. So notice that feeling. See if you can come back to this feeling on your own. So when you're experiencing this feel-good feeling, it's your energy signature. It's unique to you. No one else has it. It's your expression of awareness, that which comes through your energy signature is the awareness. Just be aware of the feelings. It allows you in this moment to fully connect to your energy signature through your feelings. It is in this space of awareness that you are fully connected to your power, allowing you to experience the fullness of who you are. And it is in this space, in this sacred space of awareness, where you create and manifest your life experience. It is in this sacred space of awareness where you create your new earth. You are the new earth you wish to create. Be in the presence of awareness and embody and become that which you desire, simply resting as awareness. And as you rest as awareness, remember you are resting in a constant state of paradise. Nothing, absolutely nothing is required of you. And so as you rest as awareness, it's ever flowing, it's ever abundant. There's no wanting or needing here. This is a love, not of the physical dimension in which we experience. The love in which we experience in the physical dimension is transient. It's fleeting. It comes and goes. It's not true love. There's too many expectations around the love that we experience in the physical dimension. It's a love based on give and take. But as you rest as awareness, you're resting in a paradise state, in your paradise state, And it's always there, it's always present, always available to you, this love that you so much seek. You embody that. Ever flowing, always present, always available to you. Not fleeting, not transient. Always there. Always available, always accessible. This is where you experience the fullness of who you are. There's no wanting or needing of anything here in the presence of awareness. So breathe into that. Breathe into the knowing and truth of that. This is the ultimate reality. Awareness is the ultimate reality, the ultimate experience. And it's not to deny and escape what is going on in the physical dimension when we come to know self as awareness. This is not to escape your reality. This is about reclaiming your divine right to that which you are. I thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for engaging the journey. We'll talk to you soon.